Welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into a critical issue: the United States' new approach to dealing with nuclear threats from China, Russia, and North Korea. Stay tuned as we break down what this means for the global security and why it is important right now.
The United States finds itself on the precipice of a new nuclear age, driven by emerging threats from global powers like Russia and China. Acting Assistant Secretary of Defense for Space Policy, Dr. Vipin Narang, has unveiled a significant shift in the US approach to addressing these escalating nuclear challenges. The Pentagon's recalibrated strategy emphasizes a more competitive approach in light of Russia's potential to assemble a nuclear weapon in space and China's rapidly expanding nuclear arsenal. Dr. Narang shared these insights during a recent address at the Center for Strategic and International Studies in Washington, D.C. His detailed exposition highlighted the multifaceted threats posed by these nations and outlined the foundational pillars of the United States' new strategy. A central concern discussed by Dr. Narang is Russia's development of a satellite capable of carrying a nuclear weapon into orbit. This anti-satellite capability, if realized, could obliterate critical space assets that are vital not only to the United States but to global communications, meteorological data, scientific research, and national security. Dr. Narang emphasized the profound global implications of such a threat, stating, even if detonating a nuclear weapon in space does not directly kill people, the indirect impact could be catastrophic to the entire world. The prospect of Russia deploying a nuclear weapon in space represents a significant escalation in the realm of nuclear deterrence, extending the potential battlefield beyond terrestrial borders. This capability poses a direct threat to the infrastructure upon which modern society relies, thereby necessitating a robust and adaptive response from the US and its allies. Turning to China, Dr. Narang highlighted the discovery of hundreds of new intercontinental ballistic missile LBS silos under construction in western China. This rapid expansion, expected to result in over 1,000 operational warheads by 2030, marks a dramatic increase in China's nuclear capabilities. Dr. Narang pointed to Russia's role in this expansion, noting that Moscow supplies China with highly enriched uranium reactor fuel, facilitating the production of weapons-grade plutonium. The growth in and diversification of the Chinese nuclear force, something we neither anticipated nor accounted for when we crafted the nuclear modernization program over a decade ago, will be a defining feature of this new nuclear age, Dr. Narang explained. This accelerated development necessitates a reassessment of US nuclear strategy to ensure it remains effective in deterring and responding to potential threats. China's nuclear expansion has broader implications for global security. The sheer scale of this expansion, combined with China's advancements in missile technology and delivery systems, signals a significant shift in the balance of power. This development is not just about numbers. It's about the sophistication and diversity of China's nuclear arsenal. The construction of new silos suggests a move towards a more robust and survivable second strike capability, which could alter the strategic calculus of nuclear deterrence. But additionally, China's nuclear modernization is part of a broader military strategy that includes advancements in conventional forces, cyber capabilities, and space-based assets. This integrated approach enhances China's ability to project power and influence across multiple domains. For the US both and its allies, this means developing strategies that can address the full spectrum of China's capabilities, not just its nuclear arsenal. While not yet a nuclear peer, North Korea's continuous efforts to expand, diversify, and enhance its nuclear and ballistic missile capabilities remain a significant concern. Dr. Narang underscored the evolving partnership between North Korea and Russia, which could potentially lead to collaboration and collusion between nuclear-armed adversaries. The dynamic nature of these relationships further complicates the strategic landscape, requiring vigilance and adaptability from the US. To address these growing threats, the Pentagon's new approach is built upon three primary pillars. The US aims to field a modern nuclear deterrent capable of deterring strategic attacks, assuring allies and partners, and achieving objectives if deterrence fails. This includes the development and deployment of advanced nuclear technologies and systems, reinforcing the network of allies and partners, particularly within NATO and the Indo-Pacific region, is crucial. Enhanced cooperation and extended deterrence efforts will bolster collective security and provide a unified front against nuclear threats. Law's significant investment in the next generation of talent and leaders is essential to guide strategic thinking and shape future infrastructure and capabilities. This focus on human capital will ensure the US remains prepared to navigate the complexities of a competitive nuclear era. Narang hinted at the possibility of increasing deployed forces if the trajectories of Russia, China and North Korea do not change. Such decisions would require presidential approval and a thorough evaluation of the strategic environment. He also addressed the New START Treaty, a cornerstone of US-Russia nuclear arms reduction efforts, while committed to abiding by the treaty's limits as long as Russia complies. Dr. Narang indicated that the US must remain flexible and ready to adapt its stance in response to evolving threats. The New START Treaty, signed in 2010, limits both the US and Russia to 1550 deployed nuclear warheads and 700 deployed missiles and bombers. It represents one of the few remaining pillars of bilateral arms control between the two largest nuclear powers. However, the treaty's future is increasingly uncertain in the face of growing tensions and divergent strategic interests. Dr. Narang emphasized the importance of maintaining a credible deterrent while remaining open to diplomatic solutions. He stated, "We will also abide by the central limits of New START for the duration of the treaty, as long as we assess that Russia continues to do so. But in an uncertain world, preserving the option to change course tomorrow requires that we make necessary decisions and investments today." This statement underscores the delicate balance between commitment to arms control and the need for strategic flexibility. Furthermore, the evolving security landscape requires a reassessment of existing arms control frameworks. New technologies such as hypersonic weapons and cyber capabilities pose additional challenges that current treaties do not adequately address. As such, there is a growing recognition that future arms control agreements must be more comprehensive and inclusive, taking into account the full range of strategic capabilities. In conclusion, Dr. Narang's remarks underscore the urgent need for a strategic shift in the US approach to nuclear threats. The emergence of new capabilities and alliances among adversarial nations demands a robust and competitive response. The Pentagon's new strategy, grounded in modern deterrence, strengthened alliances, and investment in future leadership, positions the United States to effectively navigate the challenges of this new nuclear age. While the path ahead is fraught with uncertainties, the US remains committed to preserving global stability and security through strategic vigilance and adaptability. The decisions and investments made today will shape the strategic landscape for decades to come, ensuring that the United States and its allies are prepared to meet the challenges of a rapidly changing world.